You've been lied to. Not by a scammer. Not by some shady crypto bro. By every finance influencer, every investment app, every glossy ad telling you to obsess over your returns. And that lie is costing you right now, every single month. Let me paint you a picture. It's Sunday night. You're staring at your investment account. You've been doing everything right, putting money away every month, not touching it, being patient. And after 2 years, your account is up maybe $3,000, maybe $4,000. And you're thinking that's it, that's compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. So you do what every frustrated investor does. You start Googling, you find a Reddit thread. Someone's bragging about 40% returns flipping options. Someone else swears by a small cap stock that's about to explode. And a voice in your head whispers, my returns just aren't high enough. I need to chase better returns. That thought right there is the most expensive mistake you will ever make. Because you don't have a returns problem, you have a diagnosis problem. You are treating the wrong disease. And today I'm going to show you exactly what's actually happening inside your account, why compound interest feels like a complete lie in the early years, and the single shift that will do more for your wealth than doubling your returns ever could. Let's start with a concept that changed the way I think about money entirely. I call it the turbocharger. Think about a turbocharged engine for a second. In a regular car, power comes from one place, the pistons firing. That's it. Linear. Predictable. You press the gas, you get power proportional to your effort. But a turbocharged engine has a second power source, one that runs off exhaust gas that would otherwise just be wasted. At low speeds, that turbo does almost nothing. The car feels completely normal. But once you hit a certain RPM threshold, the turbo kicks in, and suddenly you have power you didn't turn, power you didn't pedal for, power that just appears out of nowhere and launches you forward. Your investment account works exactly the same way. And once you understand this, everything changes. There are two completely different phases of building wealth. Most people spend their entire lives in phase one and never understand why. Phase one is what I call building the woodpile. This is when your portfolio is under roughly $100,000 to $150,000. During this phase, compound interest is technically working, the math is correct, but in practice, you are the engine. You are the one generating almost all of the power. Every dollar of growth in your account is coming primarily from the money you physically deposit each month, not from the market working for you. Here's what I mean. Say you have $20,000 invested at 8% annual returns. That gives you $1,600 in returns for the year, about $133 per month from the market. That's real money. But if you're contributing $500 a month yourself, your own deposits are generating nearly 4 times more growth than the market is. You're a rice-powered engine. You're doing all the heavy lifting. The turbo hasn't kicked in yet. But then something extraordinary happens when you cross $100,000. Now at 8%, you're generating $8,000 a year in returns. That's $666 every single month from the market alone. More than your monthly contribution. And it only accelerates from there. At $200,000, the market is handing you over $1,300 every month hands-free, while you sleep, while you're stuck in traffic, while you're watching Netflix on a Tuesday night. This is phase 2. This is the turbocharger kicking in. And here's the thing you need to burn into your brain. Everything you do in phase 1 has one purpose, and one purpose only: get to phase 2. Cross the threshold, reach escape velocity. Because once you do, the machine runs itself. So if that's true, if getting to that threshold is the only goal, then the next question is obvious: what's the fastest way to get there? And that's exactly where most investors make a catastrophic mistake. A mistake so common, so logical sounding, that almost everyone makes it. When your account is growing slowly and you're in phase 1, the frustration is real. You're watching your balance stick up a few $100s a month, and you think there has to be a better way. My returns just aren't high enough. And so people start trading. They buy individual stocks. They discover options. They find a Discord server where someone with a username like WealthWolf88 is posting daily plays. They're refreshing their portfolio 17 times a day. And I get it. The logic sounds airtight. If I'm getting 8% and I could get 16%, that's twice the growth. Problem solved, right? Let me show you why that math is almost completely irrelevant in phase 1. Imagine two investors. Both start with $30,000. Both get 8% annual returns. But the first investor contributes $300 a month, and the second investor contributes $600 a month. After 5 years, the first investor has around $74,000. The second investor, just by doubling their monthly contribution, has crossed $100,000 there at the turbocharger threshold. Now take that first investor again, the one putting in $300 a month, but this time give them 16% returns, double the market rate. After 5 years, they have about $82,000, still stuck in phase 1, still waiting for the turbo to kick in. Let that sink in. Doubling your monthly contribution gets you to phase 2. Doubling your returns doesn't. More money and beats better returns every single time when your account is small. And here's the darker side of chasing returns that the math doesn't even capture. High return strategies require high risk. And high risk for most everyday investors doesn't produce 16% consistently. It produces one exciting year followed by a gut punch loss. Studies consistently show that the average self-directed trader underperforms a simple index fund not by a little but significantly over any 5-year period. They buy high out of excitement, sell low out of panic, pay more in taxes from constant trading, and make emotional decisions at exactly the wrong moment. So while they're running that exhausting race chasing returns, switching strategies, riding the emotional roller coaster, they're not building their woodpile. They're not crossing the threshold. They're burning energy going nowhere. The diagnosis was wrong from the start. And now that we know the real problem, we need to talk about something that makes it even more urgent, because not all dollars are created equal. Here's the concept that should make you genuinely uncomfortable the next time you're about to make an impulse purchase. Early dollars are worth dramatically more than late dollars. Think about a 30-year investment journey. Every dollar you invest in the first 5 years has 30 full years to compound at 8%. That dollar multiplies into roughly $10. Every dollar you invest in the final 5 years only has 5 years to work. It turns into about $1.50. The same dollar invested early instead of late is worth 7 times more. Which means every month you delay increasing your contribution, every time you tell yourself I'll invest more once I make more money, you're not just missing out on that dollar. You are destroying your most powerful soldiers before they ever reach the battlefield. Think about your monthly expenses for a second. That car payment, the streaming services stacked on top of each other, the lifestyle upgrade you quietly made after your last raise. Every dollar that went there instead of your investment account wasn't just a dollar lost. At 8% over 25 years, that dollar would have become nearly $7. So that $400 monthly car payment, in terms of future wealth, you didn't spend $400 a month. You spent close to $2,800 a month. This is why lifestyle inflation isn't just a budgeting issue. It's a wealth-destroying force that works against you silently every single month while you're not paying attention. The people who actually retire wealthy aren't the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who refuse to let their spending grow as fast as their income, who fed their portfolio with every windfall, and who protected those early dollars with everything they had. So now you have the full picture. You know why phase 1 feels painfully slow. You know the misdiagnosis that keeps most people stuck there forever. And you know why early dollars are your most valuable asset. The only question left is, what do you actually do about it? Here are 3 specific moves, and I want you to do at least one of them before you go to sleep tonight. The first move is the simplest, and I want you to do it right now if you can. Log into your investment account, your 401k, your Roth IRA, wherever you're invested, and increase your automatic monthly contribution by $50. Just 50. I know that sounds almost indulgently small. But here's why it matters. $50 a month over 30 years at 8% is over $75,000. That's not nothing. But more importantly, you're not doing this for the $50. You're doing it to build the system. You're proving to yourself that you can increase the contribution. And once it's done, pull out your phone and set a calendar reminder 12 months from today. Label it "Raise My Investment Contribution." When that reminder fires next year, increase it again. You are building an automatic escalation machine, and the machine does the work so your willpower doesn't have to. The second move is what I call the 50-50 raise rule, and it's one of the most powerful financial habits you can build. The next time you get a raise, whether it's $200 a month or $2,000, split the increase in half on the very day you receive your first new paycheck. Half goes directly into your investment account. The other half you can spend however you want, nicer dinners, a trip, whatever. You still get a real lifestyle upgrade, but your future self gets one too. The reason you do it the same day is neuroscience. Your brain adapts to new income levels within about 60 days. Once you've lived with a raise for 2 months, it doesn't feel like extra money anymore, it feels like you're normal, and you'll spend all of it without even noticing. Do the split before your brain recalibrates. Capture the money before it disappears. The third move is one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most powerful of all. I call it the debt payoff redirect. When you finish paying off any debt, a car loan, a student loan, a credit card, you have a brief window where your brain still thinks that money is spoken for. It still feels like a bill. That window closes fast. Use it. The moment your loan is paid off, redirect that exact monthly payment amount into your investment account before your lifestyle has any chance to absorb it. You already proved for years that you can live without that money. You are paying $387 a month on your car loan. You survived. You didn't miss it. Now make it work for you instead of for the lender. Don't give your brain time to reassign it to a nicer apartment or a longer vacation. Capture it while it still feels like it was never yours. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Building wealth in the beginning is slow. It's mechanical. It's unglamorous. The turbocharger doesn't fire up because you found the right stock tip or followed the right influencer. It fires up because you consistently, almost robotically, feed your portfolio every single month. You protect your early dollars from lifestyle creep. You refuse to chase returns when your account feels frustratingly small, and you focus entirely on the one thing that actually moves the needle in phase one: how much you put in. The investors who cross that threshold aren't smarter. They aren't luckier. They just diagnosed the problem correctly. They knew they were the engine, and they focused on the fuel. You don't have a returns problem, you have a contribution problem, and now you know exactly what to do about it. Increase by $50 today. Split your next raise 50-50. Redirect your next paid off debt. Do those 3 things automatically, systematically, without relying on motivation or willpower, and you will get there. The turbocharger is waiting. Your only job right now is to build enough woodpile to light the fire.